From the Indian side, we have KC Singh, Maroof Raza, G. Patsarthi and Sushant Sareen. And from our Pakistani side, we have from Islamabad, Colonel Shafqat Saeed. From Lahore, we have Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan. He'll be joining us in some time. And Brigadier Javed Hussain, also a senior defense analyst, is joining us from Karachi. First of all, Brigadier Javed Hussain and Colonel Shafqat Saeed. You know, you must first, I just must make it very clear to you that our channel, on behalf of everyone in India, we share your sadness at what has happened today in Karachi. And this sense of loss that you feel, we completely are with you in this. We also share your concern. We share your concern at what is happening. But we are also worried now. Brigadier Javed Hussain, we are also getting increasingly worried about what is really happening in Pakistan and its spillover effect, you see. And we have repeatedly discussed this on several programs in the past. But what has happened in Karachi, just a few days back, we were talking about the Taliban and how it's going to hit you. How do you look upon it, sir? These same groups who you have sometimes said you have no control over.
Arnab, I never said that we have no control over the Taliban. The only thing is that the Prime Minister was trying to arrive at a settlement with them through dialogue, negotiations. But now it is absolutely clear. It was clear some weeks back, but after this attack on Karachi Airport, it is absolutely clear that there is no more room for negotiations. The political element of national power has failed to satisfy the TTP's genuine needs for obvious reasons. This negotiation was taking place with a banned outfit. This in itself emboldened the Taliban. They thought that they can dictate terms. Now that didn't happen. Now the situation in due course is going to be handed over to the military element of national power.
You can't trust them.
And unlike the Naxalites,
you can't trust
where
them. Sir,
hundreds and hundreds of casualties have been inflicted on the paramilitary. This time,
sir,
the Pakistan Army, spearheaded by my former outfit, the SSG, will take care of it well before the departure of the American and NATO forces from Afghanistan.
You know, you are Brigadier Javed Hussain, you know, please understand this tonight,
two sectors
sir. I am saying this to you, sir. I am saying this to you with the utmost sincerity today. I am telling you one thing, sir. Please just hear me, Brigadier Javed Hussain, for a minute. I am saying this to you with the utmost sincerity. That you please hear me.
On North Waziristan.
Sir, one second. Just hear me for a minute, sir.
I can assure you, sir, Mr. Arnab Goswami and the Indian panelists will take care of the Taliban.
Sir,
already a split in the Taliban has been caused.
Sir, this is where you make a mistake.
By whom? How?
Sir, this is where you make a mistake. You know,
infighting going on
Brigadier,
between these two.
Brigadier, I'll tell you.
Cause of casualties.
Brigadier, I'll tell you. I'll tell you if you can hear me. Unless my audio is not going through to you. But in any case, let me please make the point. I don't think you are hearing me.
Does not favor talks.
Okay, sir. If you can hear me.
Let me make it very clear that well before the departure of the foreign forces from Afghanistan, the Taliban will be
Brigadier Hussain, if you can just close your initial observations. Sir, you see, I want to give our Pakistani guests an opportunity to speak. 1 second. Brigadier Hussain, just a minute, please. I just want to be polite and go across to the others for a minute. The point is, sir, I don't want to get into any recrimination tonight. But, sir, please remember that you talk about your... Sir, you please hear me. I don't want to speak over you. You claim that you are a victim of terrorism. You see, let's get Maroof in. But the fact remains that the Pakistan has in the past tried to use the... I know, okay, so let me go across to the others, sir, please, if you don't mind. That Pakistan has in the past tried to use the Pakistan Taliban, which has claimed responsibility for the attack. You've used them as a leverage after the 26/11 attacks. Our people died. And this was confirmed by none other than a former member of the intelligence establishment, Hassan Abbas, in his latest book, The Taliban Revival. Baitullah Masood Maroof, the former Pakistan Taliban chief, and Mullah Fazlullah, who leads the outfit now, were actually described as patriots by the Pakistan intelligence establishment after the 26/11 attack.
Never.
What do you mean never? I can quote.
Never.
What do you, sir, have you read the book?
Where from you are quoting this?
Sir, I am reading.
He appeared on the scene as anti-Pakistan.
Sir, he
appeared on scene as anti-Pakistan right from day one. They are contesting Pakistani authorities.
Sir,
I don't know where do you come from saying this.
Let me read it for you, since you are a little concerned. Now let me tell you, I am quoting, and this is for your information, from a book called The Taliban Revival, okay, which has been written by a former Pakistani.
No, you are talking of book because you are not here. I am here.
Abbas, and this is what he says. That leading Pakistani journalists
has not fought them. You know,
leading Pakistani journalists attending a briefing in Islamabad were told, I quote, "We have no big issues with the militants in FATA. We have only some misunderstandings with Baitullah Mehsud and Fazlullah. These misunderstandings can be removed through dialogue." This is exactly, you see, and it was written that the announcement by the Pakistani intelligence was a ploy designed to warn India that Pakistan could reconcile with all its terrorists who could then join together to fight India. Now what's happening, Colonel Shafqat Saeed?
This is your perception.
So this is a book written by a former member of your intelligence establishment.
Arnab, this is...
Today, you see, if you had woken up, Karachi would not have happened.
Experience. You are talking of books and I am talking of my experience. Right from his day one, these names that you have mentioned, Hakimullah Mehsud, Fazlullah, they all have been contesting Pakistan. They were never part of any sort of setup which was being controlled by the army or intelligence. They have always been
anti-state. There again you are going into that denial.
Anti-establishment.
No,
I am not going. You are going astray.
Can't hear you.
And they have always been contesting Pakistan army.
One second. We're getting two hands go up there. And sir, remember this today. I don't want to get into recrimination with you. But we have our national interest paramount. And please understand where we are coming from as I go across first to Maroof. It is imperative that you crack down now. Because this Taliban has made comments against India as well. The Pakistan Taliban has warned India of repercussions following the hanging of Ajmal Kasab. And the chief of the Punjab Taliban, Maroof, which works very closely with the overall Pakistan Taliban, has spoken of directing their gaze towards India following the American withdrawal from Afghanistan. So all I'm saying today, Maroof, to our Pakistani panel is not your problem anymore alone. It's our problem as well. Maroof.
Absolutely. Arnab, let me, the distinguished Pakistani panelists, sir, please give me 5 minutes and let me give you one perception.
Make it shorter, Maroof, so we'll take their responses quickly.
But I do expect that you would give me 5 minutes also.
No.
Sir, Arnab, please, let me just make 3 or 4 quick points.
Quickly.
First, the so-called Punjabi Taliban was a pseudonym which was given to the Lashkar-e-Toiba when they were asked to go a little undercover post the 26/11 attacks. Their Punjabi Taliban, Lashkar-e-Toiba are one of the same, both same sides of the same coin. But more importantly, let me give you 2-3 glaring statistics. There is a study, which is a fairly authentic study, which says that by 2015, Pakistan would have the equivalent of half the size of its armed forces, gunmen with militias roaming around in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Now, anybody who's fought in insurgencies, and both the colonels and the brigadiers will agree with me, and I've had some experience too, that you need a ratio of at least 7 to 1, if not 10 to 1, to battle insurgencies. When Pakistan's army is caught up on the borders and battling insurgencies within, it is highly overstretched. So I'm suggesting a need to relook at their strategy of where their enemy is. Their enemy is now clearly within. The same Taliban which has attacked Karachi today has attacked Rawalpindi.
Okay, Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan.
It has...
Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan. No, Maruf, he wants to counter you. Let him.
On a last point, just hear me out. Last point. They attacked GHQ Rawalpindi. They attacked Naval Base Mehran. Now they're attacking here. The point at issue is you cannot, all the bravado of Brigadier Hussain, full respects to him, but they've had several bloody noses trying to fight the Taliban in Waziristan. And to say that they will not get the better of us, I think people should stop being delusionary and must get real that you have to fight the terrorist like a terrorist. There is no way that Nawaz Sharif should be talking peace with them when this is the scourge that we have to deal with collectively, because tomorrow the spillover effects on India could also be quite a serious menace for us. So I think Pakistan must now address the issue within, instead of worrying that the enemy of India is what their armed forces need to arm and equip themselves for. Please battle these guys, because they have threatened now hundreds of such attacks to avenge the hundreds of people who died in Pakistan-supported drone attacks.
And Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan, and I'm taking this across to everyone, I'll keep it balanced. Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan, today this attack has been done to sort of avenge, I think, the killing of Hakimullah Mehsud. Hakimullah Mehsud was killed in a US drone attack. He pledged his loyalty to Mullah Omar. And it is generally believed and known, in fact, that Mullah Omar is living in Pakistan and he is being protected. Then you are having these talks with these groups which promise to target India. But today you have been stung. You can't expect, Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan, that they will divert their energies to India. They will first consume you before they do that.
Okay, can I answer you now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm going to be very open and I'm going to be very candid, so do not get worked up and please give me a few minutes and let me put something in the right perspective. The Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, especially the faction, the groups which are led by Maulvi Fazlullah, we have no doubt, there is no doubt in anybody's mind in Pakistan that right now, obviously, as you know, he's operating from Afghanistan. And this attack on Karachi Airport was the work of his militants, his people, including some foreign fighters also, Uzbek fighters and all those who are allied with the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. But we are absolutely sure, since the entire morning, Pakistani media, and I've done 2 talk shows today right now, live talk shows, and Pakistani media is showing footages of all those weapons, of all those Kalashnikovs, all those grenades, all those special injections that have Indian markings. We in Pakistan are very sure that
this is complete nonsense. Complete, you know, I just want to ask you.
You got to hear me now.
Sir, 1 minute. No, 1 minute.
You got to hear me now.
Has no credibility.
No, 1 second. Maruf, I just want to ask.
No credibility.
Brigadier, can I just, Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan, can I just point one thing to you? You counter me.
Yeah,
you see,
sure,
1 minute. No, 1 second. Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan, this, I'll tell you why what you are saying cannot be, taken seriously. Because, and I just go to Mr. Patsati because Abdullah Bahar, sir, 1 minute. I'll tell you. Sir, something. No, 1 minute, Maruf. Some things can't go unrebutted. There is this Taliban commander, Abdullah Bahar. He spoke on record and he said that the attack at the Karachi International Airport is a retaliation of the Taliban for the death of Hakimullah Mehsud. And he said, as long as we are breathing, our attacks will be continuing. And you know, this whole business of blaming India is a tried and failed method. You will remember that when a team bus carrying Sri Lankan cricketers was attacked in Lahore in 2009, even then some people said this attack was carried out by India. Later it was found out it was this group called the Lashkar-e-Jhangvi. So, you know, these are some basic facts. Sushant Sareen is countering you. Sir, you know, this is Sushant Sareen.
India does not sponsor, India does not state-sponsor terrorism.
Sushant Sareen, please. Sushant Sareen is countering you. Hear the other side.
Not sponsor terrorism.
Unless you listen to me, unless you give me 2-3 minutes of a patient
Sir, I'll tell you one thing. I have just told you, just hear Sushant Sareen, and what I'm genuinely telling you today is that I am only hoping that today at least Pakistan will realize that, you know, it's going to hurt you. You know, not realizing the problem is within. Sushant Sareen.
I've heard you. Why don't you listen to me?
Sir, the Taliban has taken responsibility. What are you talking about?
Sir, you're not worth listening.
The Taliban has taken responsibility. The Taliban took responsibility.
Sir, unless you let me speak, there is no point.
Taliban, sir, you are talking Hafiz Saeed's language.
For the first time.
Sir, this is Hafiz Saeed's language, but Taliban took responsibility.
We are very clear in Pakistan that whatever is happening in Balochistan, Baloch insurgents are being funded,
please don't. Now, Arnab, this needs a rebuttal. Every Pakistani I meet on this channel, they give me this nonsense about Balochistan. In Balochistan, you killed Nawab Bukti, India did not. You have created Gadar port, and you have brought Punjabi labor into Balochistan. India didn't put there. You are taking Baluchi gas into Punjab. India is not taking Baluchi gas.
Today,
you are shooting Baluchis on the street. And when Geo TV tells you that, you get the channel banned. You don't. Please grow up, sir.
Let me come in, Arnab.
1 second, Maruf. 1 minute, gentlemen.
You are a victim of
Sushant Sareen. No, 1 second. Sushant Sareen is rebutting, gentlemen. Let's not. You see, I'll tell you one thing.
Unless you stop interfering in Balochistan,
Brigadier Farooq,
funding equipment and supporting the Tehreek-e-Taliban,
Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan, Brigadier Farooq Hamid Khan. 1 second, Maruf, 1 second. Maruf, 1 second. Let me just say one thing to the Brigadier. Brigadier, you know, I began by saying today that we are, first of all, we are sad. 28 people have died in your country, in Karachi. Okay? We are everybody is sad about it. Second thing I said today is that we are concerned. And third thing I'm saying is that we are worried. Now, you know, you have a mountain of evidence against the ISI in the 26/11 attacks, which includes the testimony of David Coleman Hetley, but you blame India at a time when you need to set your house in order. Just hear it from the Indians, sir. They are talking to you. We are not fighting with you. We are talking to you. We can take on these people together.
You can't listen.
1 second.
We are also talking to you. Look, listen.
Sir, this is the Taliban has taken responsibility, sir.
You can't listen.
The Taliban has taken responsibility officially. You don't want to believe the Taliban?
You must remember, I agreed there the Tehreek-e-Taliban people, the militants of Mullah Fazlullah, who is holed up in Afghanistan. We know that there is a very strong Indo-Afghan connection that is supporting Mullah Fazlullah. We are seeing, now listen to me for a minute.
You'll get into more trouble with the Taliban like this. Okay, one minute, Maruf, Mr. Parsati, KC Singh have not spoken yet. I'm going to...
Our western border,
Sushant Sareen.
Western border with Afghanistan is being destabilized.
Sir,
we know what is happening.
Sushant Sareen.
We know the foreign forces that are there.
Sir, we are not... Sir, remember one thing. Maruf, 1 minute. Maruf, let the other Indian panelists in.
Can help you.
Can I come in?
1 second. I'm going to Sushant Sareen, please.
Just in love with their own voice.
Sushant Sareen.
Look, we are determined to take on those militants. We are determined to
Sushant Sareen, please.
The Taliban militants.
Oh God, yaar. Don't they teach them any discipline in the Pakistan military academy? That they shouldn't talk out of turn. What kind of a man is he, yeah?
I don't know.
He doesn't want to listen to anybody else. He just loves the sound of his own voice.
Let us, sir.
You see, when I talk, you start talking in between, so you're not letting me speak.
Brigadier, just here, please.
Point, I think.
Brigadier, hear the Indian panelists.
Not me. You should. You
Sir,
should not be interjecting. When I'm making a point, you should
sir, but there are three panelists who have not spoken yet. I just request you, just hear Sushant Sareen and hear the Indian side, and I'm telling you again.